Hello everybody, I'm Hazel. Welcome back to my channel all about ice cream. And as I said at the end of last week's video, the maple syrup video, this week I'm making a custom ice cream for a friend of mine who just got me at the end of preparing the strawberries. I have one strawberry left. I'm about to horrify everybody with my use of knives again. A reasonably large strawberry, cut it in half, chop off anything that is the green bit, and then I'm quartering these ones. Now, the reason I'm making this particular friend an ice cream this week, first of all, she bought a house earlier this year, and it'll be my first time seeing her in it. And second of all, let me just give my hands a quick wipe. Second of all, she's off to have an operation later on this week, or probably by the time you're seeing this video, she'll have already had it. And it's not like a life-threatening issue she has, but it will improve her quality of life, so it needs to be done. But she is a little bit nervous about it, so I thought I'd make her favourite ice cream and take it with me when I go to see her. So that's the strawberries in there. This was, I think, 400 gram. I've managed to rip the packaging through the weight. 400 grams approximately of strawberries. I don't know what it is because I don't really care what the strawberries weigh. Now, the thing that I'm doing to make this particularly special for my friend is mixing honey into it, and this is what I needed the scales for. So I like to collect honey from places I go. So I got this when I was staying in Ireland. I was only about 20 minutes down the road from where this one is. And for this number of strawberries, I use a generous tablespoon. I need to know how much that weighs. So drop that on there. Apologies, my hand may well be in the way. If I was just making this for me, I probably would use sugar. But one of the things my friend really likes is bees. So I thought if I make it with the honey, that would customize it a bit for her. Which is one of the nice things about making your own ice cream. You can do things with it that you can't just buy commercially. Oh, come on, try and get me up to the 30, otherwise I'm dead on 29 grams of honey right now. 30 would be a nice number to work with. I could add a tiny bit more, but I'm never going to manage to get a small amount off of this tablespoon. There we go. Yeah, let me just wipe my hand from that. And then I was going to say these are not the best strawberries, but I don't mean that as a slight. They are as good as any strawberry at this time of year is going to be. Let's put the lid back on my honey. Honey lasts forever, which is quite the nice thing about it. Yeah, they're as good as any strawberry at this time of year is going to be. The best strawberries are grown by yourself and picked in July. But a trick to bring out the flavour on strawberries that are not at their best: tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. I don't really care what this weighs. There we go. It's going to be strange licking that tablespoon. Oh, that is weird. The honey mixing with the balsamic vinegar in that pure form there. And then just mix that together. Sort of wish I'd used a bigger bowl now. I don't actually have any bigger bowls. My mum has these proper pasta bowls. Like every time I go around there, I think, oh, I should get one of those. That'd be really useful. Then I forget about it. So mix that in. And then different recipes have different instructions on what to do with this. Some say refrigerate it. Some say continually mix it. Some say just leave it. I tend to just leave it for half an hour to an hour. So I'll go off and do some stuff whilst that's macerating, I think is the technical word. Not masticating, which is what my colleague thought I said. I mean, to be fair, I'm quite impressed they knew what masticating was. I will just put into context here, the same colleague refers to any bird that's black as a blackbird. And then we were all a little bit surprised that she thought blackbirds were sinister. Masticating is chewing, macerating. I don't really know what the technical definition of macerating is. It's a light form of stewing, I suppose. That seems to be fairly well stirred. I always say that and then I start doing a bit more. That's the OCDs, and you never think you're quite finished. You could always go back and check the door one more time. Just make sure it didn't all just sink to the bottom there. I did try one of these strawberries. I dropped one of them on the floor. And whilst I'd eat it off of my floor, I wouldn't serve food to someone else that I had dropped on my floor. It's all right. I'm not, in a form like this, I don't really like strawberries. I like strawberries in things. And strawberry ice cream is one of my favourites too. It's actually the first flavour I made after plain. That's all just going frothy now, so I think that can just be left to stew. It does taste quite nice. But just as a pure fruit, I'm not a huge fan. So that can just be left to stew, to macerate for a while. I'll go off and do some stuff. When I come back, I'm going to end up pureeing that to get the juice out of it and then making the ice cream base. The strawberries have spent the last hour or so macerating, which, by the way, is defined as to soften by soaking in a liquid. And now they're just going to go into the mini chopper to puree them down. I'm going to put them in. I'm trying to think the best way to get them in. What's the best equipment to use? Probably is this, actually. It's much easier to put things into the mini chopper whilst the blade is already there. But it's... Oh, then all my sugars, all my juices leak. I love the mini chopper. I wish this wasn't a feature. Where it's really... No, we don't want that to go down the side of the bowl. And all over the worktop. Just pour it in as smoothly as I can. I'm just going to clean that up, otherwise it's going to stick. There we go. I just need to find somewhere to put that because I don't really want that. Let's just put the bowl straight into the dishwasher. And then I need to just clean up what I just dropped there. Otherwise that's going to get all sticky and be really difficult to clean. Yeah, it's not too much that came out. It's also not cleaning very well though. Oh, I'll clean it in a minute. And then that's just going to chop away and puree away whilst I go and deal with finding the cream. Is that in there? Oh, I forgot. I forgot I have to stand here doing this one. Right. I was going to put that through my cafetiere. I even had it out ready to go. But the problem with that is I still need to have this much kind of solid matter in it. Otherwise I just lose a lot of the juice. And that's gone really smooth. So I think I might just do that by hand. So I need to try to get one of the sieves now. I could get the one that was already ruined by fruit, couldn't I? That's too ruined. And I'm going to need a different spoon, or at least another spoon. Because the spoon I've got out is to put sugar in. I'm going to use a mixture of sugar and honey on this. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's just get the juice out first. Nope, I don't want you to turn on. I want you to disengage. Thank you. I really don't like how sticky that hob is. Just deal with it for a minute. I don't like it when things are sticky. No, I don't want it to weigh itself with that, do I? Because that won't be there in a minute. Right, that's better. And take that out. Not much of it got stuck to the lid. In fact, so little of it I can't even move it off with it. So let's just pour straight away. And that's just falling through the sieve, so I don't think this is going to be too difficult to get through. But I might not use a spoon, I might use my little rubber spatula. Maybe. No, I'm not going to in case it ruins it. Okay. That tastes very nice. Oh, tangy. I like that. Push the rest of that through. And you have to weigh how much of the fruit juice you're getting, because this then becomes the basis for all the rest of the ice cream ingredients. I'm getting a lot out there. Have I actually got enough? I'm not going to have enough cream to do all this. Or am I? I might have enough cream to do all this. I'll see. It's the whipping cream. I only ordered one this week. So which means I've only got 300 millilitres of it. Well, so far, 300 millilitres, it's more or less the same as 300 grams. Well, so far, I've got nearly 300 grams of just this. The mini chopper is so much more effective at getting the juice out of fruits than my old method. Yep, I think that's probably about done. Where can I put this? Let's put it in a bowl. And I'll deal with the bowl in a minute. So I've got more or less 306, I think that said. So I've got 300 of cream. That is old cream. Definitely don't want to go using that. And single cream's not the problem. I've got enough single cream. That's cream that's also good. But that's not going to be another 300. I reckon I've probably got about 400 grams of cream there, so I can only really use 200 grams of the strawberry. Which means, what am I going to do with the rest of it? It's really annoying it's now in there. I'm going to have to freeze it. I'm not wasting good strawberry. That's going to be a real nuisance to get out of there. How to best do this? I could use a little cup, couldn't I? Or one of these little. So if you're in the UK, you'll be potentially familiar with goo desserts. They always come in little glass ramekins like this. I think every household in the UK probably has a collection of little glass goo ramekins. Let's just scoop out some of the juice. Plonk that into a bag. Scoop out a bit more. Oh, nearly. Let's use a little little spatula to get a tiny bit more. Put that into the bag. And a small amount more. 201. I can live with 201. I'm going to make quite a lot of mixture this then. So the way the fruit recipes end up is you have 20% of the fruit, then that also 20% of everything else, apart from whipping cream, of which you have 40%. Let me just tie this up and freeze it. That's actually no, let me tie it up and put it somewhere for a minute, because I need to write on it what it is. I've not really got a chance to do that right now. My pen's quite well hidden by where the tripod is. So the machine's pre-chilling, you might be able to hear it over me. And I'm just about to re-churn the special strawberry ice cream. I don't know what I'm going to call this yet. Balsamic strawberry with honey, possibly. Put that in there. I think my whisk should be in the dishwasher. It is. There we go. That's good. Turn that on, and just remember, you need to do this gently, otherwise the acid that's in the vinegar in there is going to unravel the protein to make it froth. There we go. That drip off for a minute. Oh, I think it's got a lump of fat that didn't combine in. That's fine, actually. We want that in the mixture, in the ice cream. Oh, I think I'll get some mixture left over on this one. From what I just got from the whisk, you get the strawberry and then you get the honey. I really hope that comes through on the final ice cream, because that's nice. I've never mixed the strawberries and the honey before. I've done strawberry ice cream loads of times, honey ice cream a few times. I've never done the two together, so I didn't know how they would go together, but that, I really hope that stays. Now I have to try and pour it in, and I don't really like pouring from the stand mixer bowl, but I also don't really want to dirty a jug just to pour it, just for something to pour it from, so I'll do my best. It's actually not a bad bowl design for spilling over the side. Right, you don't want to go much higher than that, so I've got that. It's really hard to show you. I'll just take this off. I've put that into just shy of the top level of my paddle, and I've tended to find that that is the right amount for it not overspilling the machine. Even then, it sometimes does a little bit, which does indeed mean I've got a little bit of it left, which I'm probably just going to drink and see what that tastes like, and then come back to this once it's all fully churned. It's now ready to take out. I was just on a separate side mission there. Oh, do I put my good scoop, my little scoop in here? He'll be in the dishwasher that the tripod is right in front of. Yes, it is. There we go. Let's turn that off. I think it would have done. Oh, it's not quite done its paddle thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's ready, by the way, the paddle thing. It just makes it easier for me. I reckon it's probably slightly overchurned when I do it there. That is a lovely texture, and it's pink. It's not beige. I could put food dye into them if I wanted different colours. I generally don't, because I've made it with natural ingredients. That's the whole point. It is the colour that it would be naturally. There's one coming in a couple of weeks that I might end up putting food dye in, but I'll decide on that at the time. So and then let me get the bigger scoop for the bowl. It's easier to lean around, or it's easier to bring the bowl out. Now, what I'm sort of hoping is that there'll be enough to fill this, and then maybe a little bit into another pot, because I need to test it and to show you the tasting. But I don't necessarily want to test something that I'm then giving to my friend. I mean, she'd understand. I don't think it's going to quite do that. I could separately churn another one, but then it wouldn't be this one. It might have a slightly different texture to it. No, I think we'll just have to accept there will be a scoop out of it. That is really nice. This is probably one of the most successful. Apart from getting cat fluff in it, that out. This is why I could never make these ice creams and sell them to anyone. There's fluff everywhere in my house. It gets vacuumed daily, and still there's fluff. When I first moved in, though, the person before me had at least, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, he'd had multiple dogs. And for months, this is before I had the cats, for months I would just find fluff in random places. That looks nice. I'm going to put the lid over that. I'd like to call it Balsamic Strawberry with Honey Ice Cream. I don't usually put the ice cream on the end of my labels because I know it's ice cream. But I doubt that my friend's entire freezer is ice cream. It might be useful to know what this one is. Right, now where to put it? Where to rearrange things? What is that? Why is there an empty pot in here? What is that? That's egg white. There we go. Right, one empty pot out, that would be useful. And one strawberry ice cream freezer. Now, I'm probably going to end up testing this tonight. Let me just turn that off. I'm probably going to end up tasting this tonight, or possibly very early tomorrow morning, because I'm going to see her tomorrow. So it won't be long before we get to see the tasting of this one. I've been looking forward to this, the tasting of the balsamic strawberry with honey ice cream. All in the same day. I usually give it longer, but to be fair, I tell people make sure it freezes for at least 4 hours. So it's definitely been 4 hours. I'm only going to have 2 spoons of this because I am giving it to someone. She knows I make these videos, so she'll understand why I had to taste it. But I've also got 2 spoons because I don't want to put the spoon I've just used back into ice cream that I'm giving to somebody. I'll do it for myself, but I don't think it's right for someone else. It's extremely soft. To be fair, it possibly has a bit more freezing to do. That is nice. I'll take a little bit from the opposite corner. This will be the last I get to eat it. Put that back on. It is very nice. Getting the strawberry first and then the honey second does still happen. But interestingly, only if you bite it. If you just, oh no, there it comes. I was going to say, if you just let it melt, you only get strawberry, you don't get the honey at all. But no, I've got the honey now. The honey flavour does definitely take longer to come through then, which makes sense. There are certainly certain scents that will come through quicker than others. It's all to do with how quickly the volatiles evaporate. So it would make sense that the same applies to tastes as well, that some come through a lot quicker than others. It's why if you're making things like perfume, you layer it with with your base, your middle, and your top notes. Otherwise, if you have all base, it smells really good when you first put it on, but then within a few minutes, there's no scent left over. You need to have some of the top notes as well, which have the volatiles evaporating at a higher temperature. Therefore, they'll stay in your skin for longer before they disappear off. That's really nice. I'm sort of sad I'm giving it to someone. I mean, she doesn't know she's getting it, but I wouldn't do that. I've said I'm making it for somebody. I will give it to her because I think she'll appreciate that. It also means the realization that would mean I'm giving away this week's ice cream means that I decided I am going to at least I'm going to make another ice cream in a minute. Actually, I've got all the stuff prepared over there, and then I will release that video next week. There's two reasons I'm making this. One of them will be obvious when you see it. The second is that I would just like to have an ice cream for next week. So I will get on with making that and hope to see you back here for, at the moment, mystery ice cream flavour.